All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice. Heck yeah. That's what's up. Um, I love moments like that. That's tight. That's what's up. Valerie, you back there taking selfies in church? I saw it. I saw it. Valerie was like, Happy Mother's Day to me. I saw that. I saw that. She's like, we out here stunting. Okay. On that note, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the room and online. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Thank you for all you do. Um, y'all are everything. I always say, without Jenny, me and the kids would survive. We would have shelter, we'd have food, we'd have necessities. It is because of Jenny that we thrive. And so, to all the moms out there doing the thriving, hey, we appreciate y'all because, listen, like,
Oh, let's say something.
go ahead, Charles, say something.
Me and Cheryl were thinking about our mother.
Mm-hmm.
Gone on to be with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about her that she had been a lot because I took care of my mother
Mm-hmm.
when she was in her sickness, and I no one knows about their mother sick
Mm-hmm.
unless you have done it.
Right.
And God knew that, you know, and I just thank the Lord she's in heaven.
Heck yeah. Amen. That's good. That's really
I'm
good.
sorry I had to interrupt, but I had to
Listen,
interject.
Charles, you're the king. You can interrupt whenever you want to. I mean, everybody else can too, because it's not just like, oh, I'm not the king, I can't. But I appreciate you, Charles. I really do.
But she had diabetes, and that's something that's hard to.
Mm-hmm. Understood. All right, I sent out a link last week once, I think, for Jacob and Hannah's meal train. So if you'd like to sign up or have not signed up, the link is right there. Scan the QR code. It'll take you right to the website. Why are you looking at me like that? It's weird. Liam's looking at me weird. Anyway, baby was born. Oh dang, very close to a month old. That's wild, man. Goes so fast. Anyway, if you have not signed up for their meal train, Jacob and Hannah Parker, please do provide them with a meal. I think they have through the month of May, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So sign up, send them a meal, take them a meal, whatever, purchase a meal. But yeah, let's hook them up so they don't have to worry about food. As we all know, the hardest thing about being an adult is choosing what to eat for dinner every night. That part. If it was up to us, we'd probably eat dessert, but we all know our stomachs would be jacked up. So it's like, I'm not lactose intolerant, but if I eat too much ice cream, I am. So we gotta have dinner. So help them out so they don't have to keep testing if they are lactose intolerant or not. Let's save some lives here, guys. Let's save some lives. I don't know how I got here. All right, as you all know, and I will keep reminding you, Oasis is coming to a close September 8th. We have a lot of way forward. In these last, we officially, not including today, we have 7 Sundays left in this building. 7 Sundays left. So, what the schedule is going to look like from here, I'm not going to go into all the details, but we have nailed some things down. July 7th will be an ordination Sunday. We're going to ordain Cheryl, maybe Roland. Maybe they preach a couple more times in these last few Sundays. July 14th will be a baptism Sunday. We got to get a pool and we got to get a party. And then August 11th will be our last Sunday in the building, and that will be our cleanup day. So everything will be taken down that Sunday, August 11th. Everything will be taken down, cleaned up, all those things. That is what that looks like in the long view. And then, we'll visit churches, yada, 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 all that other stuff. But, things are moving very quickly. I say that to say, things are moving very quickly. Last week, we went to Kingswood. It was a very, very, very great time. Couple things I want to say about visiting the churches. I want to ask that you do 2 things in these last 4 months. And 2 things both here and while we visit, and that is to be present. Sunday, I did not realize, because we just have a plan and I'm following the plan and I've just been like, trying to get the things done, boom, 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 all the things. I was caught off guard by the finality of Oasis. Like, us going to Kingswood last week shook me to my core, because it was the first, real step in person that what we have done and what we have built and what we have become. But I think it will bring a lot of closure through the process of what is happening to Oasis. And I think you need both parts, because as we show up here, it's pretty normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the norm, and so there is no real finality to it. But as we go to these other churches, it's like, oh dang, we're really going to other churches to find where we're going to be once this is all said and done. So I want to encourage you to do both, to be present here and to be present at these other churches as we go through the summer. And we're going to see a wide range of churches in these next few months. Again, Kingswood Methodist, stand up, sit down, liturgy, we did communion. It was awesome, and I love that it was us. I love Pastor Bill, that's my boy. He's the man, preached about Jesus, who, I don't know if y'all know that, but it's my favorite part of the whole Bible is Jesus. Like, I really love Jesus, and I was like, dang, he preached about my favorite thing. Yes. It was great. It was great. And so we won't go again to visit another church until the end of June. So we have some time. But I do want to encourage you to go to these other churches. Yeah, it is a lot more happening than just finding out where we go next or what we do next. It is also a very good, slow, thoroughly felt goodbye to Oasis at the same time. So, yeah, there's that. There were no questions about Kingswood this week, so anybody? 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks, yes. The 26th, Hillcrest Park, Memorial Day weekend. Church picnic at Hillcrest, 10 a.m. Burgers and dogs provided. Sides will all be provided by the rest of yous. I don't know where that came from, but by everyone else. We will get a specific location between now and next Sunday, so I can tell everybody where to go. And then you'll get updates through that week going into that Sunday. But keep your eyes up, keep your head on a swivel for more information on that. Softball is also upon us. We legitimately had our first meeting with the coaches. Went over some new rules for the season. They were like, hey, we got some rules, and we just think, like, number one, let's just watch our mouths out there, because, like, we're Christians, we should behave as such. And he was like, I'm not pointing out any, like, specific teams or people. And in my heart, I knew for a fact he was talking about us. 100%. I was like, I mean, is this outreach or not? Like, what's up? Like, do y'all want us to get people to bring them to Jesus or no? Because, like, I just want you to know they don't show up with white robes on and halos. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want me to do? You know? Yeesh. Dang, you think Jesus was like, oh, nah, don't feed them, because, no, I'm just joking. But he did say, he was like, hey, let's watch our mouths. I was like, yeah, it's definitely the team playing the music that's like borderline friendly, family friendly, like pushing the line a little bit, Hey, we're here for a good time, okay? Anyway, softball season is here. June 3rd will be the first week of games, Monday night, June 3rd. At this point in my life, I do not think I have enough time for multiple practices between now and then. So we may have one next week. I gotta send out a text, get some feelers. But yeah, softball is here. Text softball to the church number if you would like to play. If you know of anyone who would like to play or who could play, by all means, have them text the number as well. I think right now we are at about 10 people. I'd like to have like 15 or 16 just to make up for, vacations and random things that may happen during the summer. So June 3rd through, we think, July 15th, I think we'll do games. Maybe one or two double headers, so we don't have to play 2 games every week, which is a blessing. Thank you, Jesus. Last year was the first year where double headers were just too much for me. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't. I can do 1 game, and that's it. So, yeah, softball is here. If you'd like to play, text softball to the number, and we will get you hooked up. Practice maybe next week. We'll see. If you're not receiving text messages from Oasis, please text T to 575-222-8985, and you will get all of the information that gets sent out this week. We have a lot of information coming out over the next few weeks, so please stay locked in as we do all the things. Any questions about any of those things? All right. Let's do it. I make them do it. Okay, I just need to get this out of the way so it doesn't come up in the sermon. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, massive rap beef. I just have to get it out of my system now. Like, it was wild. I've been stuck on Kendrick, Not Like Us, all week. Can't get it out of my head. It's probably going to come up in the sermon at some point. I mean, to prove the point from the last sermon that I preached. Whatever you are discipled by, that is what you will become. And I have gone back to my roots. I am from the West Coast. And it's been a good week. It's been a good week. So anyway, I just had to get that out. Are You Free? Part 2. Coming into this week, I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to preach about. Do I do a 2-part this week, next week? Jenny was like, just pick up from where you left off, because like we had a lot of discussion and questions after that, after the last sermon, Are You Free? Part 1, which wasn't even a part 1. It was just like, oh, I like this scripture, let's break it down. And so today we're going to pick up where we left off and finish most of what Jesus says in the rest of chapter 8. And maybe next week we actually finish what he says in chapter 8. But that's where we are. So, John chapter 8, recap. John chapter 8, a lot of things happen. The woman caught in adultery, where they all bring the lady to Jesus, and they're like, hey, this woman's been caught in adultery. What should we do? The law says we should stone her, yada, yada, yada. Jesus is like, yo, first one who's without sin, or whoever's without sin, cast the first stone. Nobody does, because everybody sins. Duh. And then he's like, hey, go, be well, sin no more, have a good time. I am the light of the world. Oh, Jesus is so cool. I'm the light of the world. He breaks all of that stuff down. And then we get to the truth will set you free. And that was our last sermon, where we talked about first, Jesus says to those who believe in him. And we set up this whole conditional statement. You have to believe, and then you become a disciple, or abide in his word, then you become a disciple, then you will know the truth, and then the truth sets you free. We like to jump straight to the end and say the truth will set you free, and then when we're not free and we're walking into the same traps and we're dealing with the same things over and over and over again, we blame God, we blame Jesus, we blame all the things. Organized religion is trash. We say all these crazy things, when I don't actually believe. Yeesh. Like step one, he says to those who believe in him. And then first in talking to those who believe, he says, if you abide in my word, I have to abide in his word. I have to live in this thing. I have to live from this thing. You abide in your house. You know how somebody how their house smells because of their clothes, You're like, oh, whoever was here in the room. Were they here? Yeah, they were here. I can smell their laundry detergent. You know what I'm saying? Like they are living from their home. You know that their presence was there because of the home that they live in. Jesus is saying the same thing. This needs to be your home. That's so good. And here's the thing, while we're here, America has jacked us up. I know, where are you going, Rafer? America has jacked us up because we take everything on the defensive. We take everything like an attack. Somebody's like, I just really love you so much. Oh, yeah? Yeah, why? Why do you love me so much? I love those reels when it's like, when my husband's just staring at me because he thinks I'm beautiful. And I'm like, what? What are you looking at? And it's like, whoa, time out. You're just the hottest chick alive. Like, never mind, I'm sorry. But that is bred into us. As Americans, we take offense first. We hear something, we take it on the defense. So when Jesus says, abide in my word, we take it as he is demeaning. He is like lording over us. Abide in the word. And we're like, oh, no, but he's like, hey, please, if you just abide in the word, there's so much that's coming. This is a really great thing if you just live here. And so we don't abide in the word because the preacher stands up here and says, yes, you should abide in the word. And it's like, well, nah, I'm not doing that. Because we have our own set of reasons. But Jesus is like, no, I am inviting you. This is an invitation to something better. That makes sense? So I have to turn my perception, I got to turn how I view what he's saying. It is not a list of rules. Abide in my word, then you become my disciple, and then you know the truth, and the truth will set you free. When we take it like that, we don't want to do it. But that is not what Jesus is saying here. He's like, hey, y'all already believe. So let me give you the secret sauce to the belief. Let me give you the thing that's actually this is going to hook your life up. It's Trey telling me the other day, Dad, when I swing like this, the ball goes farther. But if I swing like this, it won't go far. And I said, you don't know what you're talking about. How long have you been swinging a bat, son? 6 years. I'll give you your whole age. You want to know how long I've been swinging a bat? 35 years. 35 years. I know what I'm talking about. Compared to you, obviously I'm not in the majors, but I know way more than you, son. Just on basic science. The ball comes in, boom, it bounces off the bat and go swing the bat. I'm trying to help you live the life you want. You want to hit the ball far. You want to do all this. I'm trying to tell you, this is how you do it. And so that's what Jesus is saying here. Hey, you believe already. Let me show you how to get the things you're looking for. Because if you believe in me, then you know that I came to actually set you free anyway. You believe that I'm the light. You know that already. So let me help you access everything you're looking for. So he says, abide in the word. Live from it. Chase it. Devour it. Meditate. Let it become. Because naturally what's going to happen is you're going to start to think like me. You're going to start to talk like me. You're going to start to move like me. That's just what's going to happen. Again, if you listen to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, all week, you've been crip walking a lot. That was me. I was like, I can't wait to get to LA in 2 weeks. I'm blasted. I became a different person. Because I was being discipled by K-Dot himself all week. And Jesus is saying the same thing. You think like me. You act like me. You sound like me. And in doing that, you will see what the truth is, that it's me. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So we unpack that. What am I free from? I'm free from sin, a lack of love, and its consequences. All the things that come from not loving others, not loving God, not loving myself. I am free from all of those things. I can truly love. I can love God. I can love myself. I can love others. And there is so much freedom that comes from loving one another. That's pretty tight. So then they're like, yo, we're offspring of Abraham. We've never been slaves. We're always free. What do you mean? And Jesus was like, yo, I say to you, verse 34, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed. So he says, everybody who's practicing this lack of love, you become slave to it. The more that you do not love God, the more you practice not loving God and being loved by him. The more you practice not loving yourself, you become slave to that. I can't break the habit of eating dessert every night, even though I say I love myself. I want this for myself. I want to feel better in the mornings, but I'm practicing something other than what I actually say. Yeah, I love me. I love me. So you know what? I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then in the moment that changes and I practice what I've always practiced and then I stay where I've always stayed. And now whose problem is it? Everybody else's issue. Well, they did this to me. That's not true. They did things, but like you put the Oreo in your own mouth. Like nobody forced you to do that. Nobody's forcing you to practice sin. Nobody is forcing you to practice a lack of love. And so he says that the slave, the bondservant, has the choice to leave. So you have a choice to leave sin. And he says the slave doesn't stay, but the son, the one who has the authority, the person who lives here in this home, actually has the authority. So if the son sets you free, Jesus being the son, he says, if I set you free, you are now free indeed. There's no question about it. I make the rules here. I'm him. If I say you're free, then you are free. That's what matters. Now, this is where Jesus is getting authoritative and saying, hey, I'm the one who runs the show. If I say you're free, you're free. And we take what Jesus says and we go, I don't know. Think about that. Jesus says, I'm free. I'm the one who said I believe in him, and then I go and live otherwise. What does that say about me? What does that say about my actions? What does that say about how I live, how I think, how I breathe, how I operate? Jesus says, if the Son sets you free, you're free. And we dismiss that all the time. So that catches us up to verse 37. And as we go through this entire, from 31 all the way to 47, Jesus keeps pushing out these if statements. If. And I love that Jesus always does this because he, again, outside of saying what the secret sauce is, all of these are conditional statements. If this, then this. If this, then this. If this happens, this will happen. If the sun comes up, the world gets warm. It is a conditional statement that is based on the first part. If, then this. This is crazy because as we go through the rest of this, I love Jesus. We'll go through the rest of it. But he has all these conditional statements. If. If you abide in my word, then you will be my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's a conditional statement that is based on what? Me abiding in his word. So yes, Jesus reigns above it all. He's the another in the fire. But if I don't abide in the word, then I actually can't be set free because I'm not walking the process. There has to be a first part to this. So we pick up verse 34 through 38. Jesus answered them, truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Verse 37, I know that you are offspring of Abraham, yet you seek to kill me because my word finds no place in you. I speak of what I have seen with my father, and you do what you have heard from your father. And this is where the plot thickens, because now they're like, oh, who's our father then? If you just said that you know we're offspring of Abraham. We'll get to that because Jesus tells them very plainly. But all of this, again, starts with an if statement. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. That's the first if there. Verse 39 through 41, they answered him, Abraham is our father. Because he was like, yeah, I know you're offspring of Abraham, but you're acting like your daddy. Like I know he your dad, but like you acting like your bloodline for real. They doubled down. Abraham is our father. Jesus says to them, if you were Abraham's children, you would be doing the works Abraham did. But now you seek to kill me, a man who has told you the truth that I heard from God. This is not what Abraham did. You are doing the works your father did. Again, we have this secret dad situation. I knew Drake was coming back up. We got this secret dad situation. Who's connected to who? We don't know. They hiding the kid. What is happening? Jesus is like, yeah, you still acting like your dad. You still acting like your dad. And look at this key. There's a key right next to verse 41. It says that these people believed they were God's spiritual children because they were Abraham's physical children. So they think because they are connected to the bloodline of Abraham, that automatically made them spiritual children of God. In the same vein that we show up and we go, well, I came to church. I was here. I believe in Jesus. I'm a Christian. But the fruit that is produced doesn't say that we are spiritual children of God. I can do all the things. I can show up. Yeah. I can show up and be. But if this thing is not actually making me a different person, maybe I'm not the child that I think I am. That makes sense? So it says, Christ stated that if the works they had claimed were being done for God were genuine, they would have readily accepted him, for he was also performing God's work. The truth was that their works were wicked and deceitful, revealing them to be children of the devil. Harsh, but true. Excuse me. Oh, dang. You on Instagram? I love this so much. So he says, if you were Abraham's children, you would be doing what Abraham did. Let's just look at a couple things that Abraham actually did. Hey, Abraham, I want you to get up and go to a place that I'm going to tell you where to go. Pack up all your stuff. Go. Abraham got up and went. Abraham just, okay. Yeesh. This dude got up and left. Where am I going, Lord? That way. That way? It's like when you ask your kid, where is it? Over there. You just pointed to the whole room. Where are your shoes? Over there. If I have to ask you one more time, where is the shoe? Go get it. That is what God said to Abraham. Go that way. I'll tell you when to stop. That's crazy. Abraham waits 25 years for a son that was promised to him. And Abraham got in the way because Sarah was like, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. Yo, here's my handmaid. Sleep with her. She'll give you a baby. He did. And then Sarah was like, I don't like this. Abraham, don't say nothing. Just say Happy Mother's Day. Give her a hug and a kiss, okay? Just don't push it. Tell her she's so pretty and give her a hug. Call it a day. He finally has this kid, living life with this kid, and God's like, hey, kill the kid. Okay. Like this, what? Okay, yeah, sure. And again, it's not the works themselves, it's the obedience, it's the trust, it's the faith. It's, I believe that you are everything that you say you are, so I can go along with it. We like to say that it's all these big things that you have to do, and you have to do, and you have to do, but no, it is just actual belief. I believe that you are everything you say you are. So I'm just gonna do it. One thing that makes me more mad than anything is when my kids are like, are you sure? Who do you think I am? You don't have any money. You don't have any income. You have nothing. If it wasn't for these grandparents, you would really, listen. Oh, thank Jesus for your grandparents right now. Because if it wasn't for them, you'd have 2 toys and that's it. Christmas, you getting a Merry Christmas and a t-shirt so I can take a picture. You know what I'm saying? So I can put on Instagram, we had a great Christmas. Look at my kids. We all in the same stuff. That's what you would get. Now sit down so we can watch this Christmas parade and then football. You know what I'm saying? And so we treat God the same way. God, do you know where you're going? He's like, yeah, I'm driving to Lubbock. I've done this 8,000 times. I could do this drive with my eyes closed. Put as many cars out there as you want. I'm going to feel them. I know how this goes. I can do this. It's not about going out and doing the thing. It's not the works themselves. It's the trust that says, oh, if I just obey, that's where the fruit is actually produced. And so he's saying to them, you guys are not like Abraham. You guys are doing the things, but you're also telling everybody that they are wrong because they don't do it like you. You're like your father. And they said to him, we are not born of sexual immorality. We have one Father, even God. And Jesus said to them, if God were your Father, another if statement, you would love me, for I came from God and I am here. I came not of my own accord, but he sent me. Why do you not understand what I say? It is because you cannot bear to hear my word. You are of your father, the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. But because I tell you the truth, you do not believe me. Which one of you convicts me of sin? If I tell the truth, why do you not believe me? Whoever is of God hears the words of God. The reason why you do not hear them is that you are not of God. This question, reading that, this whole thing, it's a lot to unpack here, but this whole thing is such, like, Jesus is not talking about outward stuff. It is such an introspective rant that he just goes on. What are they saying? Dang, I'm like, poor Fathom. Hey, Fathom is a champion of champions right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like holding her up in the air. Fathom's just like, what? You know? So Jesus places this very introspective rant in front of them. He says, you are like your father, the devil. And here's why. One, you don't even believe the truth that is in front of you. The devil himself is a murderer and he's a liar. And everything that is from him, just like his character, is lies. If I am the truth and he is not me, he's a liar. So everything that he says is lies. And everything that you want to do is in line with him. Everything you want to do, your will, he said, your will is to do your father's desires. So when you're telling people, hey, you need to be here and you need to do this, this, and this. So from an organizational church standpoint, when we put all of these other rules on top of people, I just had a conversation with a pastor this week, man. This dude said, people don't believe. And I'm like, yeah. Like belief, like gets you to sanctification. And he was like, if people believe, they would pay their tithes. And I was like, whoa. Time out. Hold up. That's not what belief equals. No. Tithing is a fruit. Tithing is part of the sanctification process. You can't say on one hand to me that you have had any and everybody up on stage because you want to have a real church and real people. And we know and understand that God is going to sanctify them, but then turn around and say, but you also didn't pay your tithe, so that's not cool. We can't have that both ways. If we're going to love people where they are and actually disciple them to that, then that's what you do. But I've never once been like, hey, so I was checking. You say you believe, but where's the giving? I'm like, I don't care if, I need you to have peace in Jesus. Let's go get the things that Jesus said first. Let's abide in the word, become a disciple, know the truth, be set free by the truth. Now we can turn to okay, hey, how about this time, instead of cussing them out, we just say 2 cuss words this time. Pick the 2 you want, ask Jesus if that's cool, and remind him, hey, Lord, just so you know, I used to just cuss people out with no conversation. Is that okay? He's probably going to say no, but hey, we're a work in progress.
I know you believe. I know that you abide. I see that you want to be. You're actually having a conversation with me about it. There was once a time where I wasn't having the conversation with Jesus at all. You see what I'm saying? This is a process thing. So if we're going to say you can be and abide and sanctification can happen, then I can't turn and say, hey, your belief equals giving, because your belief equals salvation, period, dot. Your belief equals salvation. From there, now I can love the Father. He loves me. I'm aware of that. And the love for other people is actually what has me bring a tithe to the church so that other people can have things done for them because of what God has given me. That's a whole process that does not start at salvation. That makes sense? So when he says, hey, you are doing the desires of your Father, that is your will. Your will is to lie. Your will is to not be truthful. Your will is to not be honest. Your will is to not process. Your will is to not love. All of these things are not of Jesus. A lack of love is sin. Straight up, a lack of love is sin, man. And so the question for me every single time, what am I being discipled by? He says, you guys are over here pointing these things out to people, saying where they're wrong. But you're not doing the things that my Father is actually asking you to do. And if you did, you wouldn't be so uptight about it. You wouldn't be ready to fight. And that's a hard line. I will tell you personally, that is a hard line as a pastor to be here trying to speak the truth, trying to live the truth, but you keep hitting a wall. And if you don't look and go, hey, there's some part of me that is not yet free. If you can't say that, you are in for a really long, bad time. Because I don't care how much I look out and go, oh, they. No. Rafer, where are you not abiding, bruh? Because the truth is not, hey, let's point the fingers at all the people. No, the truth is God called you to pastor this church, so you have to act accordingly. What's up? You have something to step into, not them. That's between them and Jesus. You say that all the time. Shut up, Rafer, shut up. That's me talking to myself. You say it all the time. That's between you and Jesus, man. Are you mocking me in my own head? What is happening? But if I have an issue, am I now becoming like my father, the devil, because I am walking a line of lies? 100%. But Rafer, you're a pastor. The devil can't be your father. If I'm following the lies, then I'm acting like my daddy now. Born into sin, just like everyone else. It is a whole thing of the New Testament, the flesh versus the spirit man, and it happens on a dime. It happens on a dime. Well, I'm saved. I'm a Christian. I'm not like the devil. I would never say he's my father. No, God's my father. But the moment it does not go my way, the moment it does not go my way, and again, we have a choice. Do I take this moment and give it to Jesus and now walk through this process where the truth will set me free? I abide, I become a disciple, I know the truth sets me free, or do I follow the lies? And if I choose to follow the lies, where does that leave me? Who am I really acting like? I think it's Proverbs 16 where it says, a harsh word stirs up anger, Harsh word stirs up anger, and a gentle whisper brings healing, or something like that. It's like 16:4 or 15, somewhere in there. But I always say a harsh word. Anytime we go into a conversation with somebody, they say something we don't like, what happens? The harsh word stirs up anger, right? In me. But I like to say, what happens when you just are meditating on this thing and you keep egging yourself on? You keep egging yourself on. The harsh word is stirring up anger inside me. Who am I acting like then? Tell me you acting like Jesus. I'm not acting like Jesus if I'm sitting here going, well, yeah, the next time that Jen, well, if she want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation. She want to talk, we can talk. Because I got stuff to say. Really? That's the Holy Spirit bringing you back to reconciliation and love? No, it's not. It's not. And we don't want to say that. We want to say, this is what I feel. This is where I am. I get my opinion, and that's it. And we throw every single thing in the trash. Then we say what we say, and we're like, it just doesn't work. I try to talk to them. I try. Why are you crying now? You went in there and cussed them out. Why? What are you crying for? Your stomach hurts because of your food choices at nighttime. You can't eat McDonald's every night at 9 o'clock and be like, man, I don't feel good. I got to figure it out. You're following the lie. It's good. It's not good, though. It's tasty. It is not good for me. And again, we wouldn't track a habit like that and say, well, it's the lies of the devil. No, we wouldn't say that. We're just like, oh, I'm just busy. I don't have time to cook. But we also won't deal with the fact that I won't slow down either to love myself and rest and actually just prepare a meal. I saw that this week. I just don't have time to cook for my kids. They always busy. Did they sign themselves up? Because we just talked about how they don't have no money. They don't have no income. They don't have nothing if it wasn't for their grandparents. Are the grandparents just signing them up for everything? You in multiple sports at one time? You doing everything all the time and now expecting this? I have loved going through emotional healthy spirituality. Sabbath and rest is such a massive piece of the entire thing. Slow down. Roland said it 2 weeks ago. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And over in this course, he talks about Jesus taking time to rest. Jesus walking away from the crowds, walking away from his mom, walking away from people. And we go, nah, Jesus, hustle culture, baby. That is a lie, and you are now acting like your father, the devil. It's so easy to point at other people and go, yeah, they acting like they daddy. Oh, thank you, AJ. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. You can have them back. That's so nice. It's so easy for us to point and go, they're acting like their father, the devil. I'm like Jesus. I'm like Jesus. I can tell people, I'm good at this. Yeah, Jesus, let's go tell them. But can I really have a hard conversation with somebody in love? Because that same pastor, I had to do that in the moment. Hey, man, it just sounds like you're really hurt by a lot of stuff. And I just need you to know that, like, all the stuff that you're trying to do for the kingdom, in the city, with the people, with the Christians, you badmouth them just as much as you want to unite them. And I don't know if you're aware of that. And I've been there. I lived that. It sucks. I want to help you remove the blocks out of the way so you can actually run and soar. I love you, dog. I started crying in Blackwater. I was like, one-on-one, man, I don't even try to like say stuff to people no more because I don't want to get my feelings hurt, but I cannot hold this in anymore. I love you. And I want to see you do everything that you think God put in your heart. But you also have to let go of the lie that you're walking down, because you're going to do the event and then you're going to walk away and talk bad about the people you did the event with. That's what's going to happen. And I'm only saying that because I've been there. I'm not making this up. This is something that Jesus really had to work on Rafer with. So when I look at this scripture, what am I being discipled by? And in any given moment, with that discipling, who does it make me a child of? Who does it make me a child of? It is so easy to have conversations and talk to people or be on the internet, and you get caught up in the issues, in the things. Everything is so much bigger than it actually is. No, they're not. They're just hurt people who want to have a good time. You can let them be. You can mind your business. Like, that's also an option. You don't have to comment. You don't have to. But who does it make me a child of? Jesus said the slave doesn't remain in the house. You don't have to stay attached to sin. It's an option. Sin is an option. Are we all going to be Jesus and never sin again? No. But that's not going to stop me from trying. And again, not just in myself, but with the help of Jesus, with the help of the Holy Spirit, staying locked in and abiding. Staying locked in and abiding in this, man. He said, look at the lies. And this week, I want, please, by all means, just ask yourself, am I following lies right now, or am I following the truth? What is the truth here? What is Jesus? Please, what can I control? What can I do? What don't you want me to do? Help me, please. I always say, pay attention to your heart rate. Heart rate just going, boop, 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 boop. No, I'm fine. Your heart rate is at 122 and you sitting down. Whoo. You are in fat burn mode, sitting, thinking. Why are you sweating? Yeesh. Because I'm following the lies and I'm trying to combat. But like, is my spouse really out to get me? Are my kids really disrespectful, or are they just children? Like, that's the question. Are they being disrespectful, or are they just children who have zero awareness, no tools? Like, did I sleep well last night, or are they crazier today? Oh, I didn't sleep because I stayed up watching the Joe Budden podcast, talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. It was a really great podcast, don't get me wrong. But going into yesterday when I woke up, I was like, can't just go off on the kids all day, you know? It's not their fault. They fought sleep like normal and then finally went to bed. They did their part. They slept the 10 hours. They did it. Am I following the lies and now becoming like my physical, natural, sin-filled father? Or do I actually want to be like Jesus? That's the question. And again, this is not a question that says, you know what you should be doing. No, it's an invitation to a much more peaceful life. It's an invitation to a better life. It is an invitation to high quality relationships. It is an invitation to love and joy. It is an invitation to where I can sacrifice, and I know I am sacrificing and why. I can sacrifice without expecting X, Y, and Z to come back to me. It's an invitation for peace. That all makes sense? All right. We're going to go into the holy place. We're going to spend some time with Jesus and really ask that question. Here's the beauty of Christianity, the beauty of what Jesus did, the beauty of the Holy Spirit. It is not a one-time gig. It is a moment-by-moment thing. And if I can just get into the habit of checking in with Jesus in the moments, that's where life changes. If I can just check in with Jesus, hey, Lord, is this cool? Hey, God, last week I went to the altar and I literally said out loud, crying, Lord, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but it's a lot. That was the prayer. That was it. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. This is a lot. I'm just crying at the altar. Couldn't even see, like literally it was this close. I couldn't see it. Tears just. But check in. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to handle this. But I know how I want to handle it. And I know if I handle it how I want to handle it, I am following the trail of the lies. And I can look back and go, man, every time I followed the trail of the lies, it wasn't a good time for any of us. Because who still ended up going off on the kids yesterday on the way home? They were playing in the mud, and then they took my shirts that I just bought from 5 Heart, and they started putting them on. Look at us, look at us. No, take it off. I went clear off. Jenny was like, dang, glad to know I'm not the only one. I was like, because I'm also human. And Jesus knows that. And Trey said, hey, Dad, were you joking when you yelled? Or were you really mad? I said, that time I was really mad. And I shouldn't have yelled at you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I just don't like my stuff being touched and used. So I'm sorry for yelling, though, because I should not have done that. I should have just asked you to take my shirt off. Yeah, you're right. Don't agree with me. Yeesh. Yeesh. But whose child am I? What's up, Charles?
I need special prayer this morning
We got you.
because I had a real bad nosebleed.
All right, we got you. We'll pray at the end to close out the service. All right, let's spend some time with Jesus. Let's have a good time. Holy place. Let's go.